Hey guys, it's Kate. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to tell you a little bit about how I am studying for the NCLEX coming up this summer. I am in my fourth and final semester of nursing school, so that means I really need to get on track and really need to get my NCLEX preparation down. So today is a blizzard outside. It is insane. So I thought that this would be a good day to kind of sit down and hunker down and really get into my studying. I want to show you how I am going about it, how I made a whole calendar leading up to it, and also the resources I use for NCLEX studying. So let's get started. So the first thing I did was I created a calendar like this on Excel spreadsheets. It just kind of goes through like January and then February, March, and then April. Now right here in April, that Friday is my ATI Predictor, which will kind of let me know where I am in my NCLEX studying. So what I did is I went through all of like the major systems, so fundamentals, endocrine, integumentary, neuro, cardio, so on and so forth, and just kind of assigned them each to their own week. So that way when I'm studying, I'm not feeling overloaded with information and I'm just focusing on one subject per week. And so how I do that is I go onto ATI because that's how my school rolls. We do all the ATI stuff. I go onto ATI, find the specific system, and take the test on that. And then that kind of lets me know like which areas I need to really focus on. And I do that usually on Sundays, and then the rest of the week I spend kind of going through my notes, why I got some questions wrong, what I really need to focus on. Say it's like a med that I don't really understand, then I look up the med, understand the med, and then on Saturday of that week I retake the test to kind of see where I kind of compared the two. And I kind of go through and I put like an X. I put an X on the days I study. I really need to finish filling this out. I also have this in my bullet journal, and that's kind of where I'm filling this out more. This whole spreadsheet I keep right above on my desk over there and just kind of keep it in sight so that way I'm always sure I know exactly what I'm studying that week. So during the week I use pretty much two main resources. Now one I've already shown you in my 5 top resources for nursing school, and I'll link that in the description below, but it's the Saunders NCLEX exam book. I really like this one because not only does it go through each system fully and then have quizzes, but also you can go online with a code and it has like 5,000 questions and you can just go through all of them, and so you're never like really repeating questions, because after a while when you start to repeat questions you just automatically know the answer, and it's not because you know scientifically or rationale wise why, but just because you memorized the answer, and that just doesn't seem right to me. So I use this one a lot for when I'm going through the week and I'm like, well, what was that one thing I don't really understand, and they have it really well written out into kind of like bullet points, so it's not like I'm reading a whole textbook, I'm just reading what I really need to know. Now the second one I just got, and I'm really excited about it because my school uses ATI as a study guide. If you have seen my bookshelf, you know I actually have 2 sets of ATI books, which is nice because I can kind of see how it's changed over the years. And so what I did is I went and got the ATI Comprehensive NCLEX Review Guide. And I got this off Amazon used for like $10. However, I kind of wish I'd gotten it new. I know it was like 80 bucks new, but whoever had this before me really got into studying and has written and highlighted everything. And while I appreciate that they studied, when I'm going through stuff I like to highlight what I need to know. I don't like looking at other people's highlights because they could have highlighted something that not necessarily I need to know, but they were like, I need to know this. And then you also get those highlighter happy people who just highlight everything, and so it's just like a rainbow. She does have some nice like little tips on the side, so it's actually kind of nice to see that. So for example, medications for the endocrine system. She puts like works on liver, works on pancreas, which isn't actually in the book, so it's kind of like, well, that's kind of nice. So between these 2 books, I am pretty much set when I actually sit down and do my studying. Another really handy studying tool I use for NCLEX is actually apps on my phone. So when I go through, I have in my I have 2 different sections. So I either have my nursing section where I have like all of my drug references, figure 1, IV compatibility, up to date, and then my NCLEX Mastery app is on here too. So if I click on my NCLEX Mastery app, this will take me into NCLEX Mastery. It is a paid subscription. I don't pay for this one because my friends have it too, and most of the time we're always studying together. They do give you free questions, which is really nice. So when you're like sitting and just hanging out and doing stuff, you can just go like into med-surg, do a quick start, and then it'll go through it. It also gives you rationales, which I really like. And so you can do stuff like that. Also, if I go back home and I go over to school, in school I have a bunch of different ones as well. So I have like ATI Lite, which goes with my ATI, which is really nice. So it's all of the questions from ATI. So you have study notes, quizzes, anything you really need and desire, really. And I really like that. So you can go to like testing mode, and then, oh, how do I go? Next flashcard. So then you can do like medication flashcards. So tap the answer, it's an antidepressant. I have flash free, so it's like EKG flashcards, which is really nice because you can just go through and do like sinus arrhythmia. It'll show it to you, what the rates normally are, what it kind of means, how you pace it, and then just go back home. Now that's really helpful for especially me when I am trying to read an EKG. I know on the NCLEX they're starting to do a lot more diagrams and stuff, and so I assume that they're going to have a lot of EKG strips on there. Also, I'm doing my precepting in an ICU this semester, so all of the patients are hooked up to monitors, and so I see these all the time, and I keep charting like wrong things, and my preceptor kind of gets a little bit upset with me about it, so it's really important for me to sit down and actually read through these so I know exactly what I'm charting and what actually is correct. Another one of the ones that I have in here, I have NCLEX, just this purple one. So you just have, this just has multiple choice, different questions. My school suggests that before you take the NCLEX, you take about 5,000 questions. And I was like, that's a lot of questions. This app is really nice because it breaks it down by system. So going along with my study plan, I can actually go through each system I want to do. So say for example, you are doing the respiratory system, for example. I'm going to go into respiratory system, I'll hit practice test 1, Nurse Ruth assessing a patient for tracheal displacement, which you know the trachea will deviate towards, and then I'll give you the answers. You pick the correct one. Trachea deviation is going to be contralateral and a hemothorax, good. And then it will give you the solution. It's not as in-depth of a rationale as say ATI or UWorld is, but it's simple enough that I understand why I got it wrong or why I got it right. Another app is just NCLEX RN. Again, these are just a bunch of apps that have just different questions. This one's just in levels. So this one's just kind of like a simple one, like, oh, I just need a few questions every now and then. I'll use that. And then NCLEX RN. So this is the Saunders book I have in an app. And I really like it because it kind of will reflect what I have been studying and what I've been working on. So far this semester I've done endocrine, fundamentals, and tegumentary, and I'm going to be getting started on neuro this week. Last week was a little rough, so I'm also kind of pushing back in tegumentary a little bit, just kind of stick it together because it's such a small section. Neuro is going to be a lot more into it with strokes and all of the different nerves and everything happening there. So those are how I'm studying for the NCLEX. If you have any tips or tricks on how I should better prepare, please leave them in the comments down below. Right now I'm just kind of making my way up to the Predictor, and then the Predictor will tell me what I really need to study for the NCLEX. I have not set the date yet for my NCLEX. We don't even know when it's going to happen. I want to try to take it as soon as I can after I graduate, and as of this moment we are 94 days away from pinning and I am so excited. 3 months left after 2 years of kind of just like this hellish roller coaster ride. It'll be totally worth it. So yeah, I don't know when my NCLEX date is, so I'm just kind of studying to just keep up with it. So it'll hopefully be in end of May, early June. So yeah, leave me comments down below of how you like to study the best for the NCLEX. I really would like to hear some tips and tricks of other things that helped you succeed. Also, be sure to check out my Instagram at lyricalfitchick for updates on my nursing and fitness lifestyle events. Other than that, I will see you in the next video. Bye!